It's been 3 months since I received my Model Y. I got it on December 20th, so right on time for the winter solstice, right? I got my Model Y December 2021, 2024. That's when I received my car, back in December 2024, and it is March 24 right now, so I'm a little bit overdue for a 3 month video, a 3 month review of what's been my experience with my Model Y so far. There's a few things that you get when you buy a Tesla, at least that I get, like promotional items they put in there when you buy your Tesla. In my case, I got internet. I got the connection package, but that expired already. They only gave me, I think it was 2 months, so I was able to see my cameras from away. I was able to open the car from away. I was able to do Netflix and YouTube and all this stuff without having to connect to Wi-Fi or to hotspot my phone to the car. The car itself had internet connection because of that. I also had full self-driving, FSD, and I still have it. I will have it until May 20th. I think it's May 20th. I'm still gonna have FSD. And side note, I'm back because I got 5 strikes during my trip to Canada, my trip up north, because I didn't really make it to Canada. But anyway, those have been deleted and I'm back. FSD is back, at least until May 20th. And then the other thing I got was free supercharging for 3 months. Free supercharging for 3 months. So all this time I have been able to charge the car for free at superchargers. All this time that's been the case. Cool. So today, March 24th, 2025, today it's gonna be the first time I'm gonna have to pay to charge. It's Monday, so I have a class out by the beach. What I'll do, and that's the reason it's so dark right now, is I'm gonna go charge before my class. I'm gonna do my class, and then I'm gonna make a trip. A little trip I've been wanting to do ever since I moved to Florida, and that's been a while. I moved down here in 2013, so it's been delayed 12 years. Gonna make that trip today after my class. Gonna make my way out there. So there's a few things going on. I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna see how much am I gonna have to pay for that charge, because it's the first time I'm gonna pay for it. And then I'm gonna make my trip. It's a surprise trip. It should be a fun trip. I hope everything goes well. Gonna be putting some nuggets there to see that hopefully give you a hint of where am I going and what am I doing. It should be fun. It should be pretty fun. It'd be a big step for me. I hope everything goes well. So anyway, let's go. Battery's at 20%. Gonna navigate now. Gonna set charging, and then I'm gonna set the supercharger I'm going to, which is over in Sunrise Boulevard, over at the mall, at the Galleria Mall. And then it say the pricing right now is 27 cents per kilowatt hour right now. And then at 9 a.m. it should go up to 41 cents. But then I'll be in class by then. So both, because it's cheaper and because I can't do it before my class, I'm going now. So I'm gonna set my destination, the supercharger.
Now turn right onto Northwest 16th Street.
And let's go. I'm at 20% battery now. It's a 7-mile trip. Let's go. supercharger, it's 16%. Kind of bit much. We spent 4% making 8 miles. Kind of bit much. But we're here. We're
Now
at the
your destination
supercharger.
is on the left.
And we're gonna go ahead and plug and charge and see how's it work now that I have to pay. So let's do this. These are super fast chargers. They're 250 kilowatts. I think the cabinets are not the new style cabinets, but the machine themselves, they're pretty updated. All right, we here. Okay. Let's take this out of
Now you have
here.
arrived at your destination.
See, we're here. It doesn't say. Yeah, it says 27 cents kilowatt hour right now, 41 cents after 9 a.m. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know how many kilowatts we're gonna be charging. Limit, it's I have the limit set back to 80, so it's back to 80 the limit, and we know the process now. Just grab the cable, abracadabra, magic, plug. I don't have to do anything else because everything's it's I already made all the connections, my card's on file, and it says I'll be here 25 minutes until reaching the limit, the 80% limit. So I'm here for 25 minutes. I have breakfast, I have grapes, and I have apples and mandarins. So here's to breakfast, and here's to waiting for 25 minutes for the car to be charged, and we'll see how much was this. So far, oh look, it says so far it's gone 39 cents because at 27 cents per kilowatt hour, so far the session's gone 50 cents so far. So far we have added 2 kilowatt hours, right? That makes sense. That's why it's 66 cents now. So we'll see how many kilowatt hours I end up loading and how much will it be, and then off to my class, and then after that off to my little trip. It'll be a fun day. Let's go. Okay, I think we're almost done. It says it's calculating, it's reaching the limit, the 80% limit is about to reach it, if not already. And so far we charged 49 kilowatt hours, and that costs $13.73 so far, but still not reached the limit. Still going. We haven't made it to 80% yet. So from 16% to 80, there you go. $13.79, 49 kilowatt hours. That's what the cost of charging this morning was. And then I'm gonna go ahead and plug, and as usual, just for nice process, press your button, get off, close, by, hang it, and that's it. $13.78 to charge 40, where did it go? Energy, no, that's not it. Charging, $13.79. That's what we charged. That's the cost of charging this car at this supercharger at this time, from 16% battery to 80% battery, $13.79. And how about we see how many miles we get with that. One detail, one very important detail. I was checking my statistics as far as consumption, right? You can see when you're driving, you can see how efficient you are at driving, you can see what's consuming the most, right? You can see that when you drive, it tells you that how much battery you use when driving, if your climate control, the AC and or the heating is consuming a lot of battery when you're going to supercharger or to condition your battery for charging, that also uses some battery. When there's elevations, right, bridges, when you live in a place with hills, with mountains, then going up and down, that's gonna take a toll on the battery and everything else. That's as far as driving goes. But when you're parked, there's a lot of things that consume the battery when you're parked. The screen time, you're gonna watch Netflix, you're gonna use a lot of screen time here, that's gonna take a toll on the battery. Preconditioning, again, if you're getting ready to work and you want your car to be warm by the time you get in there, that's gonna use some battery. A cabin overheat protection, this is a luxury, but I mean, at the same time, it may be something that's pretty useful, right? But let's say you leave your car outside in the sun and it's 70, 80 degrees outside. Chances are that if your car is left outside in the sun, your car is gonna get really hot inside, over 100 degrees. So cabin overheat protection, what it does is that it will activate either the fans or the AC so that inside of the car you keep it at certain temperature, 100, 90, 95 degrees, it doesn't matter. And you can use it, you can set it up so that you the car gets the AC running, or maybe just the fans. There's the two options. Sentry mode, and this is a big one that I wasn't really paying attention before, because as I said, up until now, all my supercharging has been free. Sentry mode uses a lot of battery, and Sentry mode is pretty useful, is great, but at the same time it takes a lot of battery. Sentry mode is the security system, all the cameras recording video all the time. When you leave the car in a parking lot or anywhere, really, your car is going to be recording everything around it all the time, and that takes a lot of battery. The last cycle, it used 15% of the battery alone, Sentry mode. So parked at night, you leave your car somewhere at night, the whole night is recording everything from all the cameras. And at least in my experience, for the last time I did it, it took 15% of my battery. Mobile app, when you're using your cell phone and you're setting stuff on your cell phone away, summon standby and vehicle standby. All of these things are going to use your battery somehow. So need to check your settings. You need to figure out if you really want to use them or no, and then based on that, how much battery you're going to use or no, and so on and so forth. Now, I have class. So that's next. Coming to my class, going to work a little bit. And then as I said, I'm taking a trip, making a trip. And it's gonna be a fun trip. Hopefully everything looks nice out there. It should be a pretty nice day for this trip in specific. Hopefully everything goes well. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so I think it's working. Yep, it's working. That was that. Done with my class. Now off to my little trip. It's just a day trip. Should be fun though. So, to the infinity and beyond. Let's go. Another hint as to the place I'm going, it will be 3 hours. 3 hours and 4 minutes from here in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, right next to the Galleria Mall, and on my way to take 95. So that's the hint. It's gonna be 3 hours. It's just a blink of an eye. And in terms of the you know, of the universe, in terms of how big this planet is and how much we've been around, it's just gonna be 3 hours. It's a blink. I'll be there in just a blink. Oh, and I'll be there in 3 hours. I'll be there around 12:28. 3 hours 4 minutes is 181 miles, and I will arrive with 23% battery left. At least that's what the car is saying right now. That's the hint. Where am I going? Where am I going? What am I gonna do? I don't know. Let's go. 3 hours gone really fast. Now we're crossing these bridges. Another hint of where we're going. We're going across these bridges. Where am I going? It's a blue sky. It's a very pretty day, not that warm, 82 degrees, but not cold either. It's beautiful, 82. Just a few clouds up there, but not that many. Blue skies for the most part. Where am I going? That sign says where I'm going, so I'm gonna turn it this way. Yeah, we're still 25 minutes away from where I'm gonna try to set up. I don't know yet if it's gonna be possible or not to set up at that location or no. And then statistics, we are, where is it? Trips. So far we've gone 171 miles since the last charge, since this morning, since the charge I made in Galleria Mall. Done 171 miles. Look at this beautiful backdrop there. Wow. 171 miles since the charge I did this morning, and the battery is back down to 19%. So this morning we charged up to 80, and then in order to complete 172 miles we've used 61% for 172 miles so far, and we are still 23 minutes away from the place I'm gonna try to set up, and 12 miles away from that. I think that when I arrive at the place I'm going to, I will be back to about 16%, which is basically the same battery I had this morning when I started charging, when I did the charge this morning. That would be 12 miles more.
In 1 mile, turn left onto South Highway A1A.
No. 12 miles more. So that'll be 184. 184 with 64%. So far. That's basically the statistic I got for you right now. So, long story short, that's what we got so far. Gonna just get back to this to pay attention, because FSD, full self-drive, is doing everything again, because might as well use it while I have it. And yeah, I'll be back as soon as I'm at the place I'm going to.
In a quarter mile, use the left
See
two
you
lanes
soon.
to turn left onto South Atlantic Avenue.
Check out this place. I didn't get it on time, but the Space Force sign was back there. Anybody who thought that place was or that organization wasn't real. No, it is pretty much real, very much real. Can't believe I'm here. This is so cool. Anyway, back to driving. This is a lot of, look at that. Everything about space. Observatory back there. This is the Patrick Space Force. All of these surrounding area, that's what it is, the Patrick Space Force. That's an airport. Of course, part of a Patrick Space Force base. Huge airport, by the way. Ginormous. Well, I mean an airport. You don't expect to see an airport anywhere. Not just anywhere, I guess. Hercules planes, or I don't know if that's the name. That's the only big airplane name I can remember. C something something, right? C something something. But anyway, huge airports, huge planes at the Patrick Space Force base. Very weird place, but so far fun. Welcome to Cocoa Beach. This right here is Cocoa Beach. Never been to Cocoa Beach. I don't think I have before. Looks pretty. A very nice little beach town. Full of restaurants, full of bars, a lot of peeps because spring break's still going, so a lot of people and things going on. There's a bunch of new construction. I see a lot of new buildings. It's like the town is emerging. Is that a good way to define what's going on around here? There's old stuff as well, but very, very surprised to see new stuff coming up. The Space Force base was back behind us. I didn't know it was a real thing until you see it, and it is very much real. It's huge. It's ginormous. And then this is Cocoa Beach, and then north of Cocoa Beach is the worldwide famous Cape Canaveral. And the reason I'm here today is to maybe get on the beach for a little bit and get some sun, but then also because SpaceX is doing a launch today. They're launching a space rocket. So, something I've never seen in my life. I've been to NASA. I've been to Cape Canaveral, the park. It's like a park. It's like a theme park. I've been to that. I've been... but it's like a park. So there's like attractions, and it's more like a museum with a bunch of different things to see. If you like science, if you like space, of course, space more than anything else, you really like to go to to the Kennedy Center at Cape Canaveral. But I have never seen a space rocket taking off. That's something I've never seen. A couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was an accident, I guess, and then down in Fort Lauderdale, we saw this rocket falling. We didn't know what it was. I was outside playing pickleball with a friend, and we saw the thing, and it was weird. We thought it was a UFO. We thought it was well, anyway, but it wasn't until later that night, that I saw on the news that it was an accident that SpaceX had, and that's what we saw back then. But now, hopefully today at 1:40 something, it's 12:10 p.m. right now, 1:40 something, they're scheduled to do the launch of this rocket. So hopefully it goes through. They say that the window today is around that time, 1:40 something, but if something happens, whatever, then they're gonna try again tomorrow. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want to come back tomorrow unless there's a good reason and it's actually a fun thing to do if coming back tomorrow. But ideally that's not the case. Ideally it happens today or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It depends. Many depends. So 6 minutes away, just around the corner. I'm gonna try to set up my beach towel, set up my camera, and see, hopefully get to see a space rocket taking off today. See you in a bit. Let's go. Yeah, we arrived here at Publix. Publix in Cape Canaveral, just north of Cocoa. We arrived with 16% battery, and having made 185 miles. So basically the charge we did today was good enough for 185 miles. I gotta say that I used Hurry as the setting on the for FSD, and that meant going over 80 miles per hour in the highway. When traffic was going that fast, the car just followed. And yeah, car immediately said that going over 70 miles used, I can tell you here, 9.6% more than it would have had we stayed under 70 miles per hour. That's what the car is saying. And then it's also saying that because we went uphill, of course, because you're in South Florida, you're basically sea level, and then moving up north goes a little bit uphill, but it's just a tiny bit. It's just that it's a little bit, and over a 180-mile ride, then that little inclination counts. Other than that, everything else, because maybe I was charging my phone, charging my camera, I was listening to music. Look, climate even didn't do that much. It only used 1.3% of the battery, and then everything else used more, 1.9. The music. I also have to say that it was windy, very similar to what happened during the other trip, the trip I did last week. It was pretty windy. It's still a bit windy. I can see the flags moving and stuff, so that affects quite a bit. And yeah, anyway, that was the statistics as far as the ride so far. I'm gonna go in Publix, get a sandwich or something, and then move on to the beach. See you soon. Hey buddy. Oh, check this out. But look at that, those are the launching pads. And this is the pier. and this is the beach, and those are the launching pads, and here we go. That was it. Back to South Florida. All right, so heading back, we're gonna be doing 3 hours 40 minutes, and we're gonna have 2 stops because the battery's drained 16%. So we're gonna have to make a couple stops. First stop is gonna be in Melbourne, Florida, and we're only gonna be there for 5 minutes. And then we're gonna stop in Fort Pierce, and that one's gonna take us 12 minutes. And that's it. We'll be back home. That's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this entertaining, useful. If all of this information helps you figure out that this is the type of car you need, you want, then fantastic. If that's the case, please check out the links below. My referral link is gonna give you a great discount. 500, 1,000, 2,000. Sometimes it's going up to the 2,500 if you're gonna buy a Cybertruck or one of the big Model X. You may be able to get that type of discount. It depends if they're running it or not. They run some certain promotions sometimes they don't, but yeah, you'll see that information when you click the link, my referral link below. And yeah, thank you so much. Subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.